So what do you think about the debate being held here in Nashville?
Well, as someone who's been organizing in Nashville since Trump was elected, this is kind of the apex of all the organizing. I'm super excited that candidates are here tonight. As you can see, it's very spirited. Feels like an SEC football game. Elena, what about you?
I'm just here to help get our voices heard and show up as a community member of Nashville and a musician who is writing about the times. We need to bring awareness to what people actually feel and need, and so that's what we're here to do. We want to de-escalate, we want to defund, we want to demilitarize and de-police our streets.
And I want to follow up on that. So what do you think should be done for police? Like
Police in Nashville or?
in general and in Nashville?
So I think people of color who are statistically more affected by police across the country than any other demographic. And if black women in Nashville say that we need to defund the police and support community oversight boards across the country, then yeah, we're in line with that. And I think we need to defund the military. We need to pay teachers, especially during COVID, to reroute money. And I think that's it.
Now, there's been a lot of debate over what does defund mean? What does defund the police and what does defund the military mean? Does that get rid of them altogether? What does that
No,
mean?
I don't think it's not a zero-sum game. It's just you think of all of the struggling and advocacy campaigns around defunding public education from Koch brother outlets, etc. And they have increasingly defund these entities, and we're just trying to say let's replenish them. Let's put the money back into our communities and out of the hands of our militarized systems.
Now, do you think maybe there's a way to maybe take some money away, but maybe put that money towards better training the police so we don't see incidents that would hurt those in the African American community or any community really?
I think there's multiple empirical studies in various cities, municipalities across the country that say that even when you provide more training and even when you use money to provide those types of amenities to police, that it doesn't improve anything. It actually increases incarceration rates. And so I think we really need to dramatically think of how we do things in this country. And I think it takes a big imagination and a lot of excitement.
And would you have anything to add on to that, or?
I agree.
And do you feel like most police are bad? I think that's something we've heard a little bit. Not all disagree with that. What do you think about that? I'll ask you first.
I think it's the system that's bad, right? Like people will say there's a few bad apples, but when you inherently buy into a system that is systematically racist and based on, and I don't know if you know where police come from, but they basically come from, police during slavery when enslaved folks would go out and run. Groups of men that became police would then, I don't know if you know that. The origins of the police come from slavery and fighting that and the punitive measures that people took. So I just think that I just think the system is inherently bad and we have to change it, and there's ways to redo it and think about it.
So do you think like the idea of policing is racist? I just want to make sure I understand.
Yeah. No, sorry, can you ask the question again?
So do you think like the idea of policing is racist? I want to make sure I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that there are ways to mitigate police, right? And if black and brown people are saying that there are different ways to do this, then I agree with them. And I think it's community oversight. We have a great local entity called Gideon's Army, and they actually are violence interrupters. And so without police, which is in North Nashville, they go out and they de-escalate, and they don't believe in police, or they don't want to have a police presence. And so there are community organizations that are already doing this type of work.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.